And what are we jamming on now? Jay, what are you jamming on now?
So many things, but it all starts with Halo. I mean, still Halo Infinite. It's amazing to me how much time I have put into this game. Like, I don't know where I can find like an hour account, but I kind of want to know at this point. Like, I'm afraid to
What do
know.
you mean?
But
Don't they all say that? What do you mean? They all have that.
I don't know. Well, not the combination between like, hey, you've played this many multiplayer hours and you played this many campaign
Well,
hours.
just when the app's running, isn't there? Can't you go to? I'm almost certain, dude. You can go to the dashboard, and
I'm sure I can find it somewhere. Yeah. It's not readily there, but I'm sure I can find it. Yeah. But I'm afraid to know. I have played so much, so I've made it to the rank of platinum in multiplayer, so I'm pretty excited about that. And just
congratulations, Jay.
I thank you very much. The amount of time that I've spent in multiplayer on that game is just shocking to me. And like, it's exciting because, you know, it's not just the multiplayer, because I played Halo 5 multiplayer all the time, but it's the ranked arena. So like, being in that ranked arena, giving me that competition fix, not only is it fun, not only is it exciting, to get that fix in, but then when I translate it back to like the big team battle, with 24 players, or, something that's much more casual that's not ranked, I'm able to freaking smoke people, man. So it's like a blast. It like is making me better, giving me that fix. And then when I go back to other modes, like I'm winning or like leading the team most often. So it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Outside of that, man, the campaign, still fantastic. I'd say I'm pretty deep in the campaign as well. And so it's like when I just get pissed off in multiplayer and I'm losing a lot, then I'll switch over to the campaign, and obviously I can kick ass there. So it's so good, man. The graphics are so good. The story is so good. Like the open world aspects, like how are you going to do Halo open world? But it's just open enough that you have your big vehicles, your freaking Scorpion tanks, or your Warthogs to like get from place to place and blast people along the way. It's really fun. I'm surprised that I'm this sucked into it, man. I would almost imagine maybe 100 hours at this point, which is freaking nuts to me.
Since when?
Since late November. Okay, it's a lot of freaking time, but it's not stopping anytime soon. That's the main point. Right. So, yeah, in addition to that, man, I'm actually playing a lot of Injustice 2. Have you ever played or heard of this? All right, let me educate you.
Sorry, that's a no. That's bad podcasting to just shake your head. No.
Yeah, that was a definite head shake. Yeah, so Injustice 2 is based on a DC, like, alternate universe one-shot storyline where the Joker essentially tricks Superman into thinking he's fighting Doomsday, and he instead kills Lois Lane, his wife, who is also pregnant with his unborn child. Superman snaps and kills the Joker. And because of that, he's just like, he's mad at Batman. He's like, how many times have you caught this dude and let him go free? He's like, I'm done messing around. And basically, Superman just becomes the world's dictator. He's just like, you're going to do things my way. I'm going to make sure peace happens. You get on board, or, I'm done playing nice. And so, like, a lot of superheroes are like, yeah, fuck that. Yeah, that's right. And then obviously Batman and other people are like, wait, hold on, Superman. No, you can't do that.
Wait,
and
you've gleaned this full storyline from the video game?
No. I've read the comic.
Okay,
I've read the one-shot comic.
That was super important information, because I was like, how the fuck does he have this level of fucking understanding of, okay.
Yeah. No, because when I heard of the game coming out, I was like, and I just read up on it, and so I read the comic as a result. And so that's the world you're in. And so because of that, the game itself is predicated on all these superhero, like whether you're a superhero, quote unquote, or a villain, it doesn't, like, the lines are all blurred anymore. It's like, do you support Superman or do you not? And so it's essentially a fighting game, but it's so much fun because you have all these characters. They're powerful. Superman's evil. And for me, the reason I started playing it again, because I used to play this a while ago when it first came out. This has definitely been around for a few years. But, of course, they had an Ultimate Pack on sale for like $6. So I got, not just skins for people, but like alternate versions. So not just the Hal Jordan Green Lantern. I got like the John Stewart Green Lantern. Instead of just like the main Supergirl, you got like Power Girl. So that it just, basically added a bunch more characters. Strangely enough, there's more combat characters in there. You got Raiden, you got Sub-Zero, you got Ninja Turtles in there. So it's just kind of a fun fighting game with a great story behind it. And so I've been playing that as well a ton.
So actually, like 2-on-2 single screen fighting, you mean?
Oh yeah, it's like
Okay. Not beat 'em up. Okay.
yeah, definite fighting game. So I realized my gaming collection is all about the genres. Like I gotta have my basketball game, I gotta have my my first person shooter game, I gotta have my RPG game, and I needed a fighter because I've been playing like, of course, Mortal Kombat 11. I still think that game is fun, but I can't just play that during the day when the kids are around. I can't just chop off heads and stuff. So I needed something still fun but less gory, and so this just kind of hit. I found this at just the right time.
Oh, they're gonna have to learn about heads chopping off someday, Jay.
I mean, true, but maybe not a 3. Maybe 7, 8, 9, maybe 10. I don't know, but not 3. But yeah, man. Other than that, I've actually been playing this game called Dauntless again. It's like, this is something I've talked about before. Like I played it a while ago. It's like a free-to-play Monster Hunter. It's Epic's version. So you think Fortnite meets Monster Hunter. But it's been around for a couple years as well. But they've made a ton of changes, revamped like the system, where you can level up your characters and get different weapons, and so you're hunting these beasts. And I had actually lost interest in it a while ago before they made these changes, but somehow my daughter just kept interested in it, and so she's been wanting to play it with me, and so I jumped back into it. And with all these changes, it's actually way more fun than it used to be. So I'm playing that a ton as well. And then of course, my NBA 2K22 on the side whenever I feel like. So a lot of gaming.
Word.
Good stuff.
Okay.
What about you, Josh?
No mention of Oculus in there at all. None.
No mention of Oculus. Only, it's funny, except for our awesome playthrough yesterday. Like, that actually made me miss. I was like, man, it's been too long since I played this. I need to play more Demio. That game's bomb. But it's been hard. Like, with all these games that have come out that I've, like, sucked into, it's hard to, like, put that on and block out the rest of the world. I'm basically telling the kids and stuff like, yep, you can't watch me. I'm not here. So it's kind of just hard for me to do that when they're all awake. You know what I mean?
I'd probably just have to get rid of the family is what I would do if I had to make a choice. Word. Okay. Well, I am still technically not done with Resident Evil on my Oculus. Resident Evil 4. The fucking game, it never ends, dude. Like,
you were talking about this last time, I feel.
Yeah, I know. Like, I mean that I think in the best possible way for the most part. But like, yeah, I guess, like, I mean, I think I mentioned last time, like, I fucking, like, I was like, oh, that's got to be the end that I'm, working my way through right now. And then, nope, whole new fucking thing, a whole new area will open up, whole new fucking plot points presented. I've Googled it now, so I know I'm at the end. I'm at this Wave Runner action sequence that I cannot fucking beat for the life of me. And, based on my frustrated Googling, like, it's definitely the end of the game. But yeah, it's like, you gotta, like, it's like after the final boss battle, which was pretty cool, but a little bit confusing, to be honest with you. But it was still, it was a cool battle. But yeah, beat that, and then it's one of those like Metroid, get the fuck out of the base endings. You got XYZ number of time to get out before something blows up. So you're like running out of the fucking thing, and yeah, it's a jet ski sequence, which just kind of comes out of nowhere. Like there's no other. You don't have to do any. I mean, you do. Check, that's a lie. There is a boating sequence, and it's a very like you're at this like remote lake kind of environment. So it's not totally. I shouldn't say that. But anyways, yeah, the controls of it are a little fucking weird, and like I don't know. It just I can't fucking beat it. It's frustrating, and it's not fun enough. Like, like I've had probably a half dozen times where I've picked it up, gave that a try a bunch of times, and been like, this is just pissing me off. And like, it's so because I know it's the end, and it's not fun, and it's not going to add to this. I'm certain it's not going to add to the story. I'm certain that the story isn't even worth caring about. Like, I've already said that a million times. The story's terrible for the most part, So like, I'm almost tempted, even though it's this game I've enjoyed so much throughout, to just be like, I don't even need to do that. Like it's like it's like a meaningless beat to the game. Like I've enjoyed the game already. I've done the game. And I even like, and that it's one thing to just say that and be like, oh, that just sucks. I don't want to do it anymore. But I also feel complete. Like I don't feel like normally, you know how I am. I'm a fucking weirdo. I'm a completionist.
Yeah, I'm surprised to hear this.
Right? Completely. Yeah, but like I don't even feel emotionally attached to the idea of finishing it, which is very weird to me. But
wow,
yeah, I'm thinking about I definitely haven't played it since I got back from Austin. Like I think the last time I tried it was in Austin. And I was like, this fucking sucks. Just put it down, and fucking 2 weeks now have gone by, and I've just been playing other shit. I haven't even thought about picking it up. It's not any fun. So there's that. I downloaded a very simple puzzle game called Cubism off a recommendation from the Rough Talk VR pod dudes, and you want something. Actually, this is a good recommendation for you, I think, especially with the way that you want to engage. Like you were just describing, you need to because you have to partition yourself from the outside world, and the kids can't watch, yada yada yada. Like this. Although you could, it's a fucking puzzle game, so you could cast. Like I said, you can just cast your thing onto a screen and let them watch, dude. Which I think it probably it probably would be interesting for some of the games that you're not worried about the content of. I think they probably, if they care enough to be asking you about it, I think they would watch it,
right?
Because it's interesting. But anyways, it's like this incredibly zen 3D block puzzle game. So you have. It was 20% off. The reason I bought it was 20% off the holidays. I'd heard the recommendation, so $9.99 full price. I got it for $8. So even at $10 though, it's clearly well worth it. Anyways, you get an assortment of geometric 3D shapes, and they're Tetris-y kind of things, 3D Tetris-y tetranomes or whatever the hell they're called. And there's a shape in front of you, like an outline of a shape in this box that you can turn. That's also transparent, and the shape inside is this limiting design that you have to fit the blocks into. So it's like a 3D Tetris, essentially, puzzle based, and it all happens in this very, very clean white space with this very, very zen music going on with it. It's just like it's remarkably calming. Like if you needed to decompress, it's a fantastic thing to probably do before bed. Outside, the mental challenge of a thing, of course, is not turn your brain off and go to whatever. But it is, as far as just the calming aspect of the environment and the playscape, it's fucking, it's incredible. It's really, really good. So, yeah, great game. Cubism, it's called. Yeah,
Cubism. Okay.
And yeah, it's fucking. They have it's a ton of content. There's a million fucking levels, and each one's kind of themed a little bit. They have a certain type of. There's 6 of them divided up into each group, and each group has its own kind of as much as you could theme a bunch of fucking geometric shapes, So there's it's it's definitely challenging. Some of them are hard as fuck, and it's it's. When you have a block sticking outside, or a part of a shape sticking outside of the space, because of the way it is, you're not even going to necessarily know all the time, because you're sticking things in and you can't see the back side of it. You can turn it and look, obviously, but you think you have it under, you think you're doing the right thing, and it does this little pinging beep thing, I don't know. It's just even that aspect of it is this calming, just hey buddy, just so you know, this, it's I don't even the fail is this supportive, calming fucking presentation. I don't know. It's just a really well done game for a puzzle game, I think. As opposed to I don't know. I guess I'm somewhat comparing it to Tetris. And Tetris is a goddamn.
Tetris is not calming.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Tetris is a goddamn epileptic fucking seizure. Especially the 3D one on Oculus. So fuck, it's the polar opposite of that, but the same kind of mental gymnastics.
It's funny you mention that, because I've multiple times put on Tetris 99 or Tetris Effect Connected, and I've been like, all right, it's going to be calm, and I'm just like.
Fuck no,
not calm at all. I need to do something
stressful. When that shit speeds up, it's I'm like, fuck you. What kind of fucking? It's fucking ridiculous. So yeah, I've been playing that. Of course, been playing the shit out of Demio, Walkabout Mini Golf 2. Demio with the new leveling. It's cool with the new leveling. It changed They changed it so now it's, instead of you essentially get, if you play a whole campaign, one of the 3 level dungeons, you essentially get 1,000 experience for doing that. And the way the leveling structure used to work, and again, I've said it a bunch of times, but the leveling is all cosmetic. It's meaningless, relatively speaking. It
levels meant nothing to me.
Right. But you get high, and there is cool shit, and you do want it. There's it does have that fucking loot crate effect on you. But it used to be 1,000 you got for each campaign, and each level was 1,000, which I thought was even when I first got the game, I'm like, that's kind of fuck. I mean, early on, sure, but the fact that it doesn't scale at all over the course of 45 levels was the original leveling system. Like, that's fucking stupid. I thought that right from the jump, and so they switched it now where it's 3,000 to each one. So you have to beat multiple once you hit 45. I mean, it's 1,000 per level, 245, and then 45 and beyond. And I think it's going up to like 60 something now, maybe or something like that. But it's 3,000 to each next level, which I still think it's kind of like very basic bitch of them for it, again not to scale at all. It's like 3,000 even for each one. It's I don't know. To me, it's just like. I don't know. I've been playing RPGs my whole life. It always scales. Like you're fucking with the system. It always scales over the course of it. It should get harder as you get better. Even though like you can't. There's also the counter argument to that is most RPGs it scales because the things you encounter give you more experience. So it's like that scales too. So sure, whatever. But in any event, it's the levels from 45 and beyond are one harder to achieve and B like. The things you're getting are like I've been playing for so long, and even those first 45 level cosmetic enhancements are just like I don't know, like now you can get there was one glove upgrade, but now there's a bunch of glove upgrades, and like I mean I see guys in like Star Trek fucking visors, not like Star Trek. What's the guy's name with the thing?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what it's called. Star Trek Visor. I mean,
right. So yeah, I've seen guys in those, and like I saw a guy with fucking skeleton hands for gloves, and like there's like they upped the game for sure, and spent a little more time on the designs for these new things. So that's like an incentivizing thing to play, and the game is still just fun and great though. Although I feel like I still think like they've like I played last night in the. Even that first dungeon, when we were playing, I mean, it was me, Amy, and then two. I mean, I think they were both relatively new players, relative to those people who like are on level fucking 60 and know everything. I mean, when I say that, but not noobs, but didn't know everything. So that's part of it. But we get our fucking ass kicked at times, even like, and that's like. Traditionally, that first dungeon, that Black Sarcophagus dungeon, is like just cake, It's
easy,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, it shouldn't have any challenge at all, really. And even that last night, it was like, there was like, on the first level, there was like waves of those fucking goblins and the goblin chieftains, just like waves of them coming from like multiple directions when we're trying to clear the second half of the board out. And like, that of course means nothing to you if you haven't played, but those enemies suck. And to have a lot of them on the first level of the fucking, that dungeon was like, that's a little weird.
Up to difficulty, maybe?
Right.
Maybe people are like bitching, like, hey, it's too easy, it's too easy.
Right.
Like, all right.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting at. I mean, I already said, like, the Rat King's been hard as fuck for a while now, relative to when I first got it, so. And ROE is always pretty hard, I think. The new one, Roots of Evil, so. Very good, still playing the shit of it. That's not going to stop anytime soon. The last thing I would say is I got, and like, so when I finished Resident Evil, and like, I literally spent, a half hour probably just going through the store and like trying to find there was that Arcaxer game I think I might have mentioned, the Rough Talk guys had recommended an App Lab thing, and I even downloaded it was pretty cool of them to have this and smart on their behalf, but they had like a demo, like a physical interactive demo that you could download, which most games don't have that. You just buy it fucking, off recommendations and videos and shit. So it was cool they could do that and actually play it. So I was playing that and like, I guess maybe the demo's not as polished as the regular game, and that's a possibility. But like I encountered some weird shit that was like a little, like a turn off functionally, while playing it. And that being an App Lab game, coupled with like a little bit of a bad play experience, I was like, that's not a good sign, So I ended up passing on that, even though I was thinking that was me my next thing. So I was looking through the store trying to find shit, and I just looked at the name. It's got such a wacky name that I freaking forgot it again. Waltz of the Wizard was one I saw, and Waltz of the Wizard Natural Magic, and it looks like it's a first person deal. You can see your hands, but it's got like you're a wizard of some kind, and it's got like you have to like there's like functional aspects that you have to carry out to cast the spells with your hands, which is cool. It's a really, it's a really interesting thing. And like, you look at the video and you're just like parsing like individual little things that they want to show you, like little nuggets that they think are interesting looking and whatever, somehow embrace the VR upside of video games, so you always gotta take a little bit of a grain of salt. But like, I saw him like he's like playing a xylophone and like doing fucking shit with his hands and like it's making things happen, so it's like there's it looks pretty fucking cool. It's rated pretty highly, the reviews were cool, but I ended up not biting on it. And then we were playing that game last night of Demio, and one of the guy, funny enough, playing the wizard, was just like randomly brought that game up. I'm like, oh, I just listened to the fucking trailer of that, and he was like talking. He was like, it's so fucking good, yada yada yada. So I think that is the next thing for sure, because that's just too good of happenstance, to overlook.
Check that sounds like my type of game too.
Yeah, for sure. And I think I'm pretty sure it was. I mean, it wasn't like a $40 deal or anything. I think it was pretty in the teens maybe cost wise. So it wasn't too bad.